2021. Well, Ron Hughley, the host of Show and Burn on 610 Sports Radio, is here tonight for some roundtable action. Ron, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with this pay-to-play decision. Pretty big deal. Are you surprised that the NCAA got on board so quickly?
A little. I'd be skeptical to see exactly what they're going to do. I know the NCAA ain't going to lose any money. I know whatever it is they do, it's going to find a way to them get a cut. I just think one of the real sneaky things is like those schools that have the advantages, those schools, the Ohio States, the LSUs, the Kansas basketball, the Duke basketball, they're going to have even more of an advantage because if you look at it, all right, you're going to pay for likeness and you're going to pay for popularity. Well, who gets the most popular and how do you get popular? The ones that are on TV the most. And the same teams, probably, I bet you if you went and looked up college football right now, the top 10 most watched games, I bet you there's repeats of the same teams, LSU, Texas, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, and that's just going to entice kids even more to go because, oh, now I can get to get paid to sell. Well, I need to be on TV to be popular, and that's how I'm going to be able to get paid. So I think it's just going to give those players that go to those schools even more of an advantage that they have now.
Well, a Texas senator suggested that any payment given to these athletes should be taxable. Do you agree with that statement?
No, I mean, no, but I'm not surprised. I mean, they're going to, like I said, they know it's big business. It's been a charade for years that, like, oh, this is student athletes and this is college sports. No, it's a business. It's a big business, and there's a ton of money in that business. And anybody who can get in on that money is going to try to get in on that money, and that's exactly where that's coming from.
Well, and I also think it raises so many other questions because the NCAA comes out and kind of says, hey, we need to do this. It's not an official action. It's not an official movement, but hey, all of our divisions need to do this so that we're caught up with the 21st century. But then how do they go about actually doing this? And then on top of that, when does this all need to come into play? And can each of the states have different legislation? Like a ton of different questions come out of just this one statement. Are there any ones that like you think of?
I just want to first say that I am one who is in favor for these kids to getting paid because you just think, man, the amount of money that's being brought in by these sports, in particular football and basketball, and these are the guys breaking their backs and putting their bodies on the line, and they're not seeing very much of it at all, and these coaches are getting paid, and it's huge money, so I'm in favor of that. But forgive me if I'm skeptical of the NCAA and wondering what's behind this. What are they going to do to ensure that they don't lose any money? What are they going to do? Because they're just not trustworthy in this situation. They try to act like they're about the student athletes, but it's about money. And like I said when we first started, I know they're not going to lose any money. And so it is hard for me to come in and think they are just about the kids and they are just going to be here about the kids. No, I'm really skeptical how this is going to work out and if this is going to be really the right, the way it should be for these young kids.
Ron, no forgiveness necessary. All is good. We appreciate your opinion on this subject. And there's lots of opinions out there and a lot of opinions on the Kansas City Chiefs because there are still rumors flying that Mahomes could return on Sunday. And it certainly seems like he wants to, given what he said to the broadcast crew on Sunday night. Do you think that it's too soon?
I mean, I do. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know, I've heard he's got a double-jointed knee or a bionic knee. Okay. I just don't understand. I'm sorry, Danny. I don't understand the rush. Like, there's a fear for the Chiefs to be 5-4. And I know some people are thinking, like, oh, we've lost 3 at home. This will be 4 at home. This season is about what it's always been about. The Patriots, the end of the year, the Patriots. And we know his ankle isn't right. We know his ankle isn't going to be as healed as possible after 2 weeks. And the injury for the kneecap is generally at least 3 weeks. So I just don't understand the reason to rush. But I'm going to tell you right now, Danny, I'm convinced he's going to play. I'm convinced that he's going to play on Sunday. And I don't think I'm tired of arguing with it. I said it last week. It doesn't make any sense repeatedly, but I'm tired of arguing about it. I'm convinced that he is going to play. We're about to start to see more videos like you guys are going to have put out about how well he's moving around. If you listen to what Andy said, the things he was doing last week, running and acting as Aaron Rodgers on scout team. I mean, I don't know how he's not going to play this week. I'll be shocked. I'll say that right now. I'll be shocked if he doesn't play.
Man, see, and I'm on the team that I don't think that he should play. I think he should stay out, enjoy the bye week. I mean, who you got coming up? You got Vikings coming up. Okay, that's a pretty tough matchup. Nashville, the Titans. Do you really need to be back for that game? I don't know. The Chargers in Mexico. I'd rather him not be playing on that field, to be completely honest with you.
Is that what we're? I don't know. Matter who does that field. It doesn't matter how. If the best person ever, Trevor Vance, who does a great job with the Royals, if he was the one in charge of doing that field, I think we're all conditioned to believe the field in Mexico's bad, no matter how good it is. I just don't understand the reason, though, Danny. No. You're not losing the division. No. So you're going to the playoffs. Right. I mean, every team, the Raiders, who's going to catch you? The Chargers are going to turn it up as they fire their offensive coordinator. You have the division. I just don't understand the rush. And this is not, and I love him, but this is not Alex Smith's team anymore. You shouldn't have a fear of playing Buffalo at home in the playoff in the first round and then going to Indy or Houston in a dome inside. You don't have that fear. Hell, you've lost 3 games at home anyway and may lose 4 Sunday. So I don't know why you have the fear to go on the road. You should be comfortable and all right with having 15 in this offense to get healthy, as opposed, because you already know you're making it, but to be healthy, because you shouldn't fear having to play anywhere, not even New England. You shouldn't fear it. Yeah, at this rate, it might be better for them to play on the road. Well, I'm just saying. Sorry, Arrowhead faithful. Okay, so Matt Moore, how do you feel about him leading the team in the meantime? Like I said, I think his performance and the overall performance with the team shows me, as I said, you shouldn't fear to be 5-4. Like I think it's not a train wreck. In fact, he felt himself a little bit after the first couple of drives, and he can run this offense, and they can score points. And I think he showed you, along with how the rest of the offense works, and you know you have Andy Reid, who is a genius when it comes to offensive game planning in football. Like, I don't think you need to rush it. I think he's shown you you're not in a place where you got to rush 15 back. So I'm fine with what Matt Moore can do. Well, speaking of injuries, there's quite a few of them on both sides of the ball. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's crazy, isn't it? You see that list every day. Did we lose the punter? Oh, yes, we lost the punter currently. That's why they signed Fox back. It was because Colquitt's got something going on with his leg. So when you got punters going down, my gosh. They're just dropping like flies. Yeah. But I will say that the receiving core is healthy again, so we can raise the roof. It's a great time for that to be the case. But if you could pick a group that's dealing with injuries right now and needs to get healthy again quickly, which one would it be? The quarterback group. Well, okay. But if we're not talking about Mahomes, I think the offensive line now, we're looking at LDT is potentially, he didn't practice today. Now, Eric Fisher, who you thought, I kind of thought he'd be back this week after he did some work last week, but that's up in the air now. So now you're potentially without 3 of your starting offensive linemen. Now, Andrew Wiley did give it a go today, so that is encouraging. But I think the offensive line is important because Pat's important, and they're the ones in front of them. And you've got like some Stanislavski kid who they just signed out of nowhere, who may have to play and hasn't been here that long, so that would be the group that's probably most concerning because they protect 15. Which is also why he shouldn't play this weekend if those guys are out. That's all I'm saying. I think you just got to get it in your head and just get it together, Danny. They're going to do it. They're going to play him. They're going to run quarterback sneaks, everything. They're going to play him. You got to just start accepting that. I can't even maintain my composure. Just get you some water and just accept that. Okay, Ron, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Well, guys, we're